My name's Ava, and back in, what was it, summer of 2024? Me and my brother Mike decided to do this hiking trip in the Cascades. Washington side, way deep where pines crowd everything, and your phone's just a brick. Mom had been on us forever to get outside, and Mike's obsessed with those survival TV shows, yapping, "It'll be epic, sis, us versus nature." I wasn't hyped, not my thing, scrambling rocks. But okay, I stuffed my pack. Trail mix, water, that Walmart rain jacket that reeks of plastic no matter how many washes. We rolled out from Seattle at dawn, fog thick on the freeway. Mike cranked his crappy country tunes, belting them flat, while I zoned out the window, kicking myself for ditching my coffee mug on the counter, half full, gonna leave a ring on the oak. Hit the trailhead around noon. Not the tourist traps by Rainier, nah. This quiet offshoot from the PCT. Peaceful, mostly gravel crunch and bird calls. Day 1? Solid. 8 miles in, camp by a creek bubbling soft. In my bag that night, water's lullaby mixing with Mike's chainsaw snores. Guy's a jerky fiend, pays for it every time. Jerked awake twice, heart thumping like thunder. But nope, just him. Day 2, we dove further. Path squeezed tight, ferns slapping legs, mossy logs to hop. That's when it prickled. Breaks came, and I'd catch snaps in the bushes behind us. Soft, rhythmic. Mike shrugged. "Dear Ava, relax." Happened again though, and again. Like footsteps, careful. Lunch hit mid-afternoon. Chocolate chip bars, mine mush to mush in my pocket, gritty chew. Post-meal, Mike dragged us off trail for some overlook from an ancient online map. Dumb move now, but early 20s, bulletproof vibes. Bam! This rock heap cairnish, tucked under a downed tree. Mike prods with a stick. "Dude, looky." Digs out a metal box, rusty-rimmed but tough, military vibe. Lid creaks open, echoes sharp in the hush. Inside, sealed waters, bean and tuna cans, fresh dated. Bandages, iodine drops, a clicky flashlight that lit right up. Sweet, I figured. Forgotten ranger drop. Score. Then Mike fishes this leather notebook, dirt damp, pages jaundiced but crisp, script tidy as print. We hunkered on a log, box wedged, flipping slow. Early bits, snooze, spring logs, rain tallies, paw prints. Shifted quick though. Got nosy. April 15th. Trio, red pack dude in jeans, forked oak at 2:17. Pinpoint stuff, outfits, timestamps, yellow hat guy whistled old rock. We chuckled uneasy. "Weird story," Mike muttered, voice hitching, eyes flicking back. Couldn't quit though. May entries June. Names pieced from chatter. Solo lady, black tights, shoelace knot at boulders, 11:43. No pics, but doodles, faces, paths, shaky lines, palms slick on paper. July, August, then, shit. 3 days back. Duo spotted. Gray hood guy, ponytail girl in stripes. Lunch, chalk granola, creek curve, 1:15. US dead on. Socks I grabbed cause the spares soaked from morning dew. Mike lets it slap dirt. "Ava, the fuck?" Forest froze, breaths loud, pulse drumming ears. Final sheet, today's date. Fresh marks. Male female, 20s. Standard protocol, that's it. Protocol what? No clue. Panic whisper, "Move. Now." Legs wobbled, Mike ghost white, gaze jumping. Snatched a water, dumb grab, but hey, run fuel. Jammed book in, rocks clattered hasty over. Then, steps. Human crunch, even paced, 20 yards, looping lazy through brush. Dove behind log, bark biting shirt, hand clamped mouth. Gritty taste. Mike lips, bolt? Nah. Paralyzed. Steps halt, restart, nearer, twig crack like rifle shot. Brain flashes. My cat, pawing door pitiful when I split, should have scratched her ears extra that morn. Random crap in terror. Dragged forever? 10 minutes? Eternity? Pacing, probing. Silence drops. We hunkered till dusk, chests pounding, then sprinted reverse. Stumbled. Roots snagged Mike's leg, sliced deep. He chews lip raw, silent. Car by witching hour, peeled out, mud flying. Words. Scarce. Still are. Rangers next dawn, map dot jabbed. They poked around. Box there, gutted. No journal. Prank maybe, old hunter notes. But jaws clenched. Radio silence after. Mike's bolts swapped. Bat bedside vigil. Me? Night steps outside the flat. Tell myself it's the boot thumper above. But nah. Sticks closer to crowds hiking now. That protocol? God, hope our bolt wrecked it. Fingers crossed. My name is Jake, and I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I've been thinking about whether to share this story for months. But I keep having these dreams, so maybe talking will help. This happened last October. My buddy Tom found a cabin rental online for dirt cheap. Way too cheap for what it looked like. We figured we're college students. Cheap is good. The place was 3 hours from campus. Tom brought his friend Alex, a quiet guy who always wore the same Yankees cap and tapped his fingers on everything during the drive. At the cabin, the first thing I noticed was how heavy the front door was. Tom had to shoulder it to get in. We joked about bears. Then we saw other odd things. Thick metal bars on every window and 6 or 7 cameras outside. Tom said maybe it was insurance paranoia. Inside, it looked like a normal cabin. Wood, old furniture, a stone fireplace, but every door was reinforced. Even the bathroom had heavy-duty locks. Alex found a small door behind the kitchen that led to stairs into darkness. I grabbed a flashlight. The smell hit us first. Cleaning chemicals mixed with something else I couldn't place. The basement split into 3 rooms. Each had a heavy door with a window cut into it, like furnished jail cells. Beds, chairs, little TVs. Tom laughed it off as a retreat center, but Alex wasn't buying it. He paced, looking at everything. Then we found the maps. They covered an entire wall. Maps of the region with little red pins and dates, some going back years. Polaroids were tacked up. Smiling groups and families posing outside cabins identical to ours. Alex found a professional computer setup in the corner, and being good with computers, got into the system. We watched hours of footage from cameras we hadn't noticed inside. At first it was normal vacation stuff. People eating, sleeping, joking. Then we found older files where arrivals matched ours. Happy groups who later couldn't leave. Cars wouldn't start, tires were slashed. People grew paranoid, fought, tried breaking windows, or sat in corners sobbing. One video from 2 years earlier showed a family with 2 kids stuck for days. The parents were terrified. The kids kept asking when they could go home. Tom tried to call the police. No signal. Not even one bar. Alex checked our car. The engine had been gutted, wires pulled. Then the motion sensors outside tripped. Beep, beep, beep. We turned off the lights and watched. Figures stood in the trees. At least 3 or 4, just watching. We kept watch all night. Every few hours the sensors went off. Sometimes we saw shadows, sometimes nothing. Morning came and the people were gone, but a note was slid under the door. Day 1. We tried to hike out, but every trail looped back to the cabin, like the paths had been changed. Alex said we were part of a sick experiment. On the second night, we heard voices in the basement. Quiet conversations in a language I didn't know. When we checked, nobody was there. But the computer had new footage of us. In the footage, we looked small and exhausted, our faces lit by the monitors, whispering about escape plans. I won't list every horror. They were studying us. How we'd react. How long before we'd turn on each other. Tom grew aggressive by day 4, blaming us. He started to shout at the smallest things, breaking dishes and slamming doors. By day 6, Alex had stopped talking, rocking in a corner, barely responding when I tried to wake him. Fear breaks people in different ways. Mine was a loud, hollow panic I couldn't swallow. On day 7, I found a weak spot in the basement wall and dug through with my bare hands until I crawled out. My fingers bled. I hiked 2 days until I found a road. A trucker picked me up and drove me to the nearest town. I told the police everything. When they went to the GPS coordinates I had given them, there was nothing but an empty lot. No cabin, no basement, nothing. Tom and Alex are officially missing. I call Tom sometimes. It goes straight to voicemail. When I ring Alex, the line never picks up. I know they're out there somewhere, in some other cabin, in some other experiment. Sometimes I still get emails from rental sites showing cheap cabins in remote locations. The photos always feature the same heavy doors and barred windows. I delete them. I don't go camping anymore. I don't take road trips. When I close my eyes, I see the basement maps and the smiling Polaroids, and I hear the motion sensors beeps. The dreams keep me awake. I wake up convinced someone is watching the driveway. I tell this now because the dreams won't stop. And because if this can warn one person to think twice about that too good to be true rental, then talking might be worth it. Stay safe. Check twice. So, this is me just talking about that summer, I guess. Back in 2023, right? I was this broke grad student, buried in my thesis on water crap. You know, testing streams for junk factories dump upstream. Got this gig at this old eco station, way up in the Idaho panhandle, middle of nowhere forests. Off-grid shack, solar panels flickering half the time. Supplies trucked in every 2 weeks by this gruff guy named Earl who barely said boo. Thought it'd be peaceful. Just me, my notebooks, and the river gurgling. Forgot my lucky pen that first day. The one with the chewed cap from late nights. Left it on my desk back in Boise. Dumb, 'cause I kept reaching for it like it was there. Week 1 was chill. I'd hike the ridge at dawn, boots squishing mud, dip my kits in the flow. Data looked off early. Weird chemical spikes. Not natural. But hey, that's the point, right? Nights, I'd brew tea in that dented thermos, sit by the window watching fireflies blink like faulty bulbs. Heard owls mostly, but one evening, a low rumble, like an engine far off, then gone. Shook it off. Wind, probably. Or Earl testing routes early. By week 2, it nagged more. Drone flights for overhead maps. Mine was this cheap quadcopter, buzzed loud as a pissed bee. Footage showed tire tracks snaking the far bank, fresh gouges in dirt. No biggie, I told myself. Loggers, maybe. But then, at supper, ramen from the last drop, too salty 'cause I eyeballed the packet. I spotted boot prints circling my rain barrel out back. Not mine. Deeper treads, work boots. Heart skipped, but nah. Earl must have checked levels. Called him on the sat phone next morning. Seen anyone? He grunted, "Nope." "You're good, kid." Voice flat. Hung up, stared at my half-eaten apple core on the table. Flies already buzzing it. Week 3 kicked in rough. Rain hammered 2 days straight, turning paths to slop. I logged the worst readings yet. Toxins matching some mill's slurry, illegal as hell. Sketched a quick map, marked dump spots. Felt, watched, you know? Like eyes from the pines. One night, wind died, and I swear, voices. Muffled, angry. "Publish that, you'll regret." Drifting from the ridge. My dog back home, she'd whine at shadows in the hall. Thought of that. How she'd curl by my feet now if she could. Grabbed the drone remote, sent it up blind in the dark. Battery died fast, but it caught something before crashing. Headlights, truck cab silhouetted, circling slow like a shark. Couldn't sleep after. Paced the creaky floorboards. They groaned under my socks, same as my aunt's old house when mice scratched inside walls. Dawn broke gray. Thermos half full of cold tea on the counter, steam long gone. Heard gravel crunch outside, too soon for Earl. Peeked through curtains, same truck, idling. 2 figures in cabs, caps low. One stepped out, toolbox clank, scanned the shack. "Hey!" I yelled, voice cracking like a kid's. "What you want?" They froze. Driver leaned out. "Just checking lines." "You see nothing here?" Lie stank. I gripped my phone, single bar, stammered, "Get off my site." "I'll report this." They laughed, low. "Kid, Maps don't print themselves. Engine revved, peeled away, mud spraying my door. That's when I bolted. Grabbed pack sloppy, notebooks tumbling, forgot the charger. Sprinted the deer path toward the tower 10 miles out. Branches whipped face, lungs burned. Phone pinged once, signal ghost, then black. Hid in brush till dusk, shaking, thumb hovering. Send on that map email. Didn't. Flawed, yeah. Thought they'd trace it. Hiked nights after, starving on berries, evading roads. Advisor blew it up back home. Complaints flying, county sniffed the stream. Nailed the chems to some shady supplier, no permit. Their books? Consultant payout for quieting locals. His buddy linked to off-grid haulers, matched the truck clip they salvaged. Loggers piped up then, heard my shout that night. Threats tossed. No cuffs though. Thesis. Dust. Notes vanished in some office shuffle. Years on, 25 now, volunteers dig up my gear by a dry creek bed, rusted drone propellers and all. They say the station's quiet, but engines hum distant some nights. I crash on couches now, jump at trucks. Maps still in my head, wonder if they know I kept it.